Hey Narwhals, I'm Luke Narwhal and welcome back to some more weight loss stories. If you enjoyed the video, please tap the subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and destroy the like button. It really helps. Also, I'm looking for more weight loss stories for the channel, so if you have a weight loss story you'd like to submit, just go to lukenarwhal.com, and if you're selected, you'll receive a $10 reward. Simple tips for quarantine. Hi Narwhals. A quarantine isn't going away anytime soon in my area, and I'm guessing it's the same for many of you, so I thought I'd share a few very simple tips that are helping me stay on track. 1. Drink water. Have a glass of water at your desk if you're working or doing school from home and fill it up whenever it's empty. Have a glass of water before every meal and snack. Have one with each meal and snack. It'll help with concentration and give you something to do so you're less likely to snack out of boredom. And 2. The most convenient snack to get in your house should be healthy. Google employees used to gain 15 pounds as a rule in their first year, until Google caught on and started replacing the coffee and pastry stations that littered their offices with lemon water and fruit stations, and making new coffee stations that had no donuts or muffins on them. Suddenly, employees had to get up from their desk and walk 10 minutes to get to sugary food, while water was right in front of them. And do the same at your house. Hide the chocolate in the cupboard behind the cereal, and the soda in the downstairs fridge, and have fruit on the counter and flavored water in the fridge door. You'll find yourself going for the healthiest option just because it's more convenient. 3. Set a time for meals and stick to it. Keeping a normal routine is important for all kinds of reasons, mental health and productivity chief among them. And your routine should include 2 or 3 meals that always happen around the same time, so your body knows when to be hungry and when to leave you alone. If you have trouble with compulsive snacking, you can also move your office to the basement or an unused room far from the kitchen. And set a rule for yourself to not go in there unless it's close to mealtime and you have to cook. And speaking of cooking, 4. Make your own meals. Not having to commute probably saves you a lot of time. Use it to learn new recipes, make cooking a hobby, a time of your day to relax a little. You can still order out once in a while, but I feel like we all have a lot more free time than we did before, and it would be a shame to not use it. Plus, with enough practice, you'll make healthy homemade meals more delicious than anything you could order. 5. A workout from home. If you're lucky enough to have equipment, 5-pound weights, bands, dumbbells, a treadmill, then use it. If you don't, then look up bodyweight workouts, either in written version, what move and how many reps, or videos. YouTube has a ton. Use keywords like no equipment, no jumping cardio, if you live in an apartment and don't want your neighbors to hate you, beginner full body, sculpt, dance cardio, etc. And don't forget that walking is a form of exercise. If you work from home, you can go outside and walk for half an hour before dinner, or take a walk first thing in the morning to wake yourself up. How I changed my lifestyle and lost 120 plus pounds. After many attempts at trying for weight loss since I was a preteen, I finally hit one of my milestones, weighing under 200 pounds, 93 kilos. I'm a 19-year-old female, 5'3", and I have battled my binging almost my entire life. I didn't know a lot about nutrition, fitness, or anything. I always thought that I had to give up my favorite foods, be really active, and do what I hate to lose weight, but that wasn't the case. I appreciate you guys for listening to my story in advance, but here it is. I was the bigger kid in elementary school. I don't want to go into much detail, but the more stressful my life became and the lonelier I felt, the more I ate. I was considered a stress eater, and it got worse. My dad would fill up my plate with tons of food, and that's why I saw it acceptable to eat that much. And I ate the same as my father, always. He ate 3 sandwiches, I ate 3 sandwiches too. He went to the buffet 3 times, so did I. Imagine how much food I ate back then. The heaviest I got was when I was 15. I was 305 pounds. I was in the hospital for pneumonia, and they weighed me when I was admitted there. I struggled with breathing, walking, and I was always tired. I started many ways to lose weight, but the same year, me and my dad got into a car accident while I was learning to drive, and his knee was broken. Then, a week later, I sprained my ankle. Me and my dad went to physical therapy and noticed a weight loss. We started going to the gym. That same year, I lost about 90 pounds. But my dad gave up on the gym, and so did I. We both ate like we used to and did what we did before we got injured. I gained most of my weight back. I attempted to lose the weight through calorie counting, but I'd fail because I wasn't okay emotionally or mentally. My wake-up call was the moment I saw photos of myself on Facebook with my boyfriend. I saw my stomach hang out past my laps. It was even more disgusting that some of these were at a Burger King and I was wearing baggy clothes. I looked so unhealthy and insecure. During the pandemic, I experienced another wake-up call. I saw my own stomach in a big mirror. My pants were super tight on me too. I must have been 270 pounds, maybe more, but bottom line, I was actually ready to change my health and lifestyle. The changes I made. At first, I had started to fast, 18 plus hours daily. I used Fastic to watch my fast. This taught me patience, productivity, and helped me enjoy my food. I continued counting my calories, 1,300 to 1,500 calories daily when I eat. I started being active, walking 30, 60, 100 mins daily, and then I started biking daily. I ate moderate carbs, extra proteins, and good fats. I decided to not deprive myself of the stuff I love, so I treat myself once in a while. Doing this cut down on cravings and binges as long as I stay within my calorie budget. I became less harder on myself the past 2 months, and I still lost 14 more pounds. Less restrictive and a more sustainable exercise routine that went from an hour a day to an hour every few days. And bottom line, you don't have to take away what you love in order to lose weight. You don't need to exercise so much either. I got down from 200 pounds to 186 just doing this for 2 months. I stayed within the calorie budget and did something like walking or biking daily. This was more sustainable, and I can do this for the rest of my life. You can eat what you want in moderation, just eat healthier, and do something you like throughout the day. I enjoy riding my bike, walking around the house, walking through stores, and cleaning. I also do some leg lifts and stretches. I resented being on the treadmill for an hour a day, so I chose my bike rides, store walks, toning, and cleaning instead. This is what works for me. I'm not depriving myself or burning myself out with cardio. What I am doing now is how I will eat and stay active for the rest of my life. You don't want a diet, you want a lifestyle change to change how you feel first. Then you'll look good if you feel good in the long run. And that, my friends, is how I lost 120 plus pounds. I hope you don't beat yourself up if you get a treat now and then or skip a workout. I hope you stick to your goals and do what you love to stay active, because that's how it will stick long term. Don't wait until your diet is over to find food that you enjoy. Hi there, Luke. I came across your channel during lockdown here in the UK, and I've listened to it throughout that time. I also joined the Discord early in its inception and have enjoyed watching the Bahamas Narwhal community grow. To briefly tell you about where this comes from, my highest weight was 92.3 kilos. As of this morning, I'm 75 kilos and looking at losing another 13 to 15 kilos to reach my optimal weight from my height, 5'6". A lockdown was a great start to this, as I was able to look over my diet around my ad hoc work and adding exercise throughout the day. Now that I'm back at work, I work for a school, and I've been committed to the habits I picked up working from home. One of the biggest mistakes one can make while pursuing weight loss, and a myth that I think that the fat acceptance movement pushes to justify their views, is the idea that you have to give up favorite foods to lose or even maintain a healthy weight. This is not good for 2 reasons. One is that you might fall off the wagon part way, but the other is that you go back to the old habits when the journey is at its end, and this gives rise to weight cycling, which can make you feel miserable in its own right. I want to tell those people that there are ways to have those foods without throwing calorie count out the window, if you can make them yourself. What's more, the best time to start practicing these things is early on in your journey, when your total daily energy expenditure is higher, and this you have more wiggle room to find foods that are both within your limit and taste great to you. Here are a few examples for how I make my favorites in my household healthier. Katsu curry. Root vegetables are actually fairly high in calories compared to other vegetables. I bake the breaded chicken and serve it with brown rice, bamboo shoots, and bean sprouts, 520 cal. Burgers. 10% fat pork mince mixed with egg and seasoning, oven baked and served in a 100 cal sandwich roll with batons of roasted parsnip, wild rocket, arugula to Americans, and homemade roasted cherry tomatoes in place of sauce, 465 cal, not counting any condiments. Fish and chips. Oven finished chips and the fish simply baked with seasoning of choice. Calories here vary with the fish, but I typically have it around the 400 to 420 mark. It also depends on what I serve with them. Depending on my calorie allowance for that day, I might serve sauteed mushrooms or baked beans. The beauty of these things is not only do I have recipes I can eat right now and not feel like I'm depriving myself of favorites, but when I reach my goal and look at maintaining weight, I already have recipes that will help keep me there. And that brings us to the end of the video, Narwhals. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more weight loss stories just like this. And once again, if you have a weight loss story or post you'd like to share to be featured on the channel, and just go to lukenarwhal.com/submit and just fill out the form on that page. And if your post is selected, you'll be featured here on the channel, and plus you'll receive a small gift as thanks. You can submit absolutely anything you want to do with weight loss, from a struggle that you're dealing with, a success or victory that you had, weight loss tips for others, and just getting something off your chest, or what you've learned about weight loss, or absolutely anything else to do with weight loss. And just go to lukenarwhal.com/submit. The link is in the description below. And this has been your host, Luke Narwhal, and until next time, have a good one, Narwhals.